Hello, and welcome back to Elden Ring Nightreign, and this is the fourth video in our cast series gameplay. I'm going to try and do a bit of editing during the video today, where I get 4 run-throughs into a single hour and a half. Our first one up today is Executor, then Recluse, Revenant, and I'll end with Ironeye doing kind of a solo playthrough. So you'll be able to see I can't fast forward through all the boring bits, you call them. Just going from A to B in a small fight to fight, and I'll slow it down when we actually come to boss fights or moments like that yeah, I'm not overly proud of. So yeah, this crossbow guy, he just does so much damage if you're unfortunate enough to run into him and not realize he's there. And yeah, it does not end well. On the other side, I get to show off Executor's ultimate here, which saves the day, and I was really worried the two of these were going to just leave the game, quit out after such a bad start. I get downed, then they get downed. But yeah, we have quite a good, successful run post the start then. Executor's ultimate just turns him into that beast of a thing, which is really good for picking up downed allies. So I'm not playing live, but me reacting to this, I'm kind of there, oh no, what do I do that? Weapons, it's actually interesting to see. I have more time to look at them now, editing it. But yeah, when you're actually playing game, you just got to pick the first thing that comes to mind and go. This is as much a game of time management as anything else. So yeah, second thing I went to, I immediately get downed again. I think it kind of goes a lot more successful after this, but it's me getting used to Executor because I don't play him a lot. My main ones are Ironeye, the bow and arrow guy, and Guardian, who has a giant shield. I've been able to do like all bosses as Guardian because mainly I just don't die, and that's your main objective in this one. If you're not the best player in the world, just don't drag your teammates down. They'll be able to do damage and take most bosses, whether you're there or not. It does help if you do a bit of, DPS on the way. So who am I with this match? Revenant and Recluse, the two next run-throughs I plan to do. And they are just doing so much damage. Like, those are two really DPS characters. They're not tanks and anything like that. They're able to just down enemies really quickly. So improved resistance, that's not a bad one to get, in that I'm getting hit quite a lot, so anything that can keep me from dying more. Okay, Dragon Skin Soldier. So it's always a good habit to get into, is bring the Stoneward keys and try and open them up, but I'm glad my team did not decide to fight the Dragonkin Soldier, because that would have wrecked us more so. So instead we go to Wormface, who's an easy enough boss once you don't get depth lighted. And as you can see, when I ult here, its status effect doesn't affect it. So you can just really go to town on him and stay in his face. Little red symbol there means that Recluse used her ultimate as well, so we're actually getting healed as we attack, which is awesome. So, we gotta take down Wormface quite quickly. Something that other run-throughs I've never done before, fighting these smaller Wormface guys, they give a lot of XP, which I didn't actually, usually I just run by them. So I'm left with another katana then, not the worst. I do consider bow might be a bit long range because it's, safer being far away from enemies. But looking at the two people I'm with, I should probably be the thing distracting bosses, the thing close range. I do not want to, if I'm getting hit by a long range AoE, be anywhere near that. Okay, third boss, Guardian Golem. Yeah, not a hard one. We're just trying to level up as quickly as possible here. We're only a few minutes in, we're already like a few minutes, like 2 minutes in, and we're already level 5, going on level 6 soon. You can't see that fire creeping in though. If you didn't know, there's always those kind of upper levels to the cathedrals, and they usually drop some good items, sometimes a key, which I did not know on my first couple hundred playthroughs. So leveling up even further, second Guardian Golem. This rate I'm two-handing, which I think I've gotten used to. I'm assuming that if you have like a level 1 or grey weapon in one hand, it really lowers DPS. So I'll try and have 2 blue ones if I can. Small fry always get in the way when I'm looking through rewards. So what do I have this time? I'm doing really good getting katanas each and every kind of boss reward. Nothing I'm particularly impressed with though. What I want is like a purple weapon. All I want is a weapon with a good skill that I can use. Check out the merchant. He doesn't really have anything I'm interested in either. What I'm looking for is like one of the rivers of blood skills or such to just, AoE damage. So night 1 boss, Escaping Dragon. I'm not worried at all. This is an easy enough boss. I aim for the tail because he does drop an item if you're able to cut it off. To be honest, the only thing that particularly kills us, like the only thing I'm worried about ending a run is the end of day 3 boss, the Nightreign boss. My lord boss. Nothing else unless we're hit by like a random event, invasion or such. Nothing else really kills you that much. Escaping Dragon, the trick is just to get behind them and you are immortal then. You really can't one-shot you in any way back here. He does have a nasty AoE sludge thing on the ground that lowers your health, but I'm not overly worried about that. There are 2 other DPS there. Looking at their names, Aaron Jaeger and Varus Van Steria. 2 anime names, that's coincidence. They are random, so for these videos I am not, I'll be talking to people I know. So we're just in with strangers. Our main form of communication is bashing the map, as you've seen in previous videos then. I'm sludge lowering my max health. I am getting slightly concerned at this stage in the run through that this is taking a while, considering these 2 are like really big DPS characters and we're level 6. Escaping Dragon should not be taking this long. Trying to remember what relics I have on. I think one that when someone's poisoned I do more damage. Increase of health. I don't think I have any Executor specific relics on though. Not a big fan of them. But I was getting a bit low. That's almost down. I do wish bosses drop weapons sometimes, but I suppose they don't. What have we got for end of night 1 rewards? I don't parry at all, so that's useless. Increase enemy damage at critical hit. Do I critical hit that much? That's this character. So one of my favorite ones is actually the dodge one there, because I feel I will survive more, especially on the final boss where if it's targeting you, just dodge like hell. So I do worry I'm a bit selfish in this run through. I want the achievement, the Volcano Crater one, so I instantly go here, I get the healing, and I'm pressuring my team to go down here. I can't solo it, certainly, that's not possible. 3 of us here. On solo it's actually quite doable when you're only 1 character, but in a group of 3 with the enemies being 3 times harder, I need their help. Glad though they seem quite amiable, quite willing to do the crater. Not every team is. So we take down the big guy fairly quickly. Now just these 2 smaller fire dudes. Get some really good damage there, just stagger them into a corner. Still not found that one great weapon yet, which is frustrating. Like, I'm not going to use a crossbow or a straight sword. Lower FP consumption really isn't interesting. Not for an Executor anyway. Now, if you didn't watch a YouTube video beforehand, I don't know how you'd figure out how to get down here, because so many left right turns and skipping enemies, which you have to skip them, you just don't have time to. I think the Nightreign starts kind of coming in on us, but we could have close enough time-wise. Because we rushed here straight away after the Night 1 boss, we are a bit lower level. But yeah, it's still doable. It's not that the Magma Worms are the toughest enemies in the game. Especially if I'm just staying behind them. Getting poison off on him, which I think that's the red glow around me then. And I do more damage when I'm around poison enemies. Don't know why I'm nervous. I know like how this ends. I know how to run through and all of them do. Still want to get hit there. I'm there. Oh, wincing. Do you like having a Revenant on team because that giant skeleton is good for tanking stuff. Staggered and go down. I think as the physical person on the team, like I should be trying to get the crits when they pop up. But Revenant beats me there. Best someone do it better than no one. Looking at this a second time, then Recluse has good spells so far by the looks of it. I'm using one of the Dark Moon ones, which is one of the best DPS skills in the game. It's like a tank. And she uses glintstones, which can be opposite. So I decide to ult because I am worried about time at this stage. More than once I've done this boss and that blue circle starts getting smaller and smaller and you have to run for it. So you know I'll risk anything and decide to ult. Lava. Down again, staggered. I don't know exactly what's staggering him because magic doesn't normally do that, and I'm certainly not doing it with katanas. So I can only assume skeletons doing a bit of spiky damage. Almost got him. I think I do a bit of a celebration as the achievements pop here. Because that it took so long to do that achievement. What was my reward for it? A bow, which I'm interested in somewhat. Remembering now we're facing the Augur boss, so it's a kind of a flying boss at the end. Which as a physical character like Executor is the easiest. They didn't drop anything particularly like these either. So yeah, I go with the bow and I'm thinking, yeah, it's Augur as far range. I'll upgrade the bow to legendary, which is the reward for the volcano. Bad damage looking back on it there. And there's the achievement, Shifting Earth. Find all secrets of the Shifting Earth. I'd actually gotten the Crater achievement already. I thought of a trick that I started a new game and you're guaranteed to get the Crater event to pop after your first like victory. So I said, yeah, I'll easily do victory and do the Crater like 2 run-throughs, an hour 20 achievement done. But then I realized the other achievement you have to do it all on one profile. So that do all 4 single kind of run-through had eluded me. Yeah, that's all the achievements, and that's the last one that was on my list of things to do. And it actually surprised me, a lot of the story achievements, a lot of the story things aren't achievements. So all the journal entries, all the like past missions you do not count towards the achievements, which is weird. As of like recording this now, I've gotten them all. Might be one more left to do, I must just check, but yeah, I've gotten 99% of the story ones, and the DLC harder bosses have just released like a day or 2 ago then, which probably dates this video a bit. But yeah, I'm wondering, will they release more achievements, or they seem to like be releasing the bosses bit by bit, not like full DLC, but ongoing transactions or ongoing updates. Halo Scythe, if I remember, I quite like that weapon and use it a fair bit the rest of the run through. Its skill is quite good in long range. and to be honest makes the bow redundant. If I'd known I was going to get that skill, I probably wouldn't have upgraded the bow at all. We get one more boss. I do like doing this demi-human queen boss just as a site of grace right beside the final night. And we got time. I watched here Sue's fire was incoming. So rather than just wait for the boss to appear, this is a nice little free dinner snack. Didn't do wonderful with drops on this one too. Is it RNG that's called? I really like that purple weapon I got there, and you'll see a couple times me here use the skill which fires out like a big yellow ring at the enemy. So I'm using the AoE again from my ultimate, which is fantastic. I'm able to really keep them in place by staggering them as well. And we've got one Royal Cavalry man down fairly quickly. Other one's off a source. I've given out or whined about other players when I'm a match caster like Recluse leaving the boss to me, but yeah, I'm doing it then when given the opportunity. Let them take the big boss and I'll just finish off this little guy first. If you're ever soloing this thing, I've found out you can just ignore these Royal Cavalrymen completely. That they really don't run after you, target you at all when you're soloing. Just down the Tree Sentinel himself. There's the skill of the weapon, which once I start using, yep, I don't stop. Executor doesn't have a bad amount of FP as well, so I'm able to spam that attack a fair bit. Nice dodge. Do you wish there were some like customization options with the sound that the skeleton friend there is kind of yelling to get the enemy's attention? You know, I'd always want to hear that as my character. Something you can actually get a critical hit in on Tree Sentinel. We just got stagger down there, a few free shots to get him down. Periodic Glint Blade is really good for a far range boss. Maximum stamina would have been quite good too, but yeah, I go with the far range ability. So fast forward to the boss then. And we are facing the Ogre. So the way this boss ends is tragic, I feel. Every other kind of playthrough, one through I'll show today are victories. It's me at the end of my Elden Ring experience, I feel. So I'm winning more matches than I'm losing. But I wanted to include this video because I got the achievement, so I consider that a win, and just the way this match ends. You'll see it at the end. So, something else I didn't realize till like way later than I should have. If you defeat those little jellyfish yolks, it actually does hurt the boss. So if you're a near range character, if you're a physical dude, it is a good chance for you to damage the boss by attacking those little things. Gotten a lot better, I feel, at dodging those wave abilities. Hand kind of snuck up on me there. Here's the boss doing his ultimate. I have mine if I need to, but I don't feel... When I'm fighting this boss now, if I feel that's not going to kill me, I'll survive the sleep attack. I do kind of just let it happen. It changed it. A few days or so makes in this game, looking back at this thing, oh, I should have done this, should have done that. So I feel I'm probably going to use my skill a lot more now, try and get some damage done. Range on that isn't bad for kind of magic. one reason I kind of don't like Recluse or Revenant that much. You have to be quite close range to stuff despite being the squishy character that you are. Revenant summon not doing a lot there, I feel. But she doesn't have a far range one, such if they're doing updates or new Revenant summons, like that'd be a really nice thing to do. So you might have seen the egg there, that if you damage that, it both stops a nuclear weapon from dropping on you. And it does a lot of damage to the boss, so I was happy to got that one. The next time that appears is, I think, what screws us. In that I didn't know there was more than one of them sometimes. I can't assume there's always just the one. Apparently not. Unless you can actually see it on this second look through of it now. So as soon as saying I don't have my ult this time, and I have a feeling he's go guess with the sleeve ability. Yeah, but as long as you're high enough level, it's not gonna kill you. It's not the worst of mechanics. Yeah, like look how little health that actually took off me. Oh, I'm missing all of these. Then I got worried, so I just roll away. You'll notice I'm not using the legendary bow like half as much as I probably should be. I assume that's going to do a lot more damage than the magic that I'm spamming even. Waiting for it now. The moment of tragedy. Oh, killing a few of those jellyfish things to do a bit of damage to the boss, while also picking up the friendly. At this stage I've completely lost where is the actual boss, and here he is over there. Bit of a glitch, now you can pop forward. Nine times out of 10, and especially one of my characters that I'm more familiar with, Auger's one of the easier bosses. He's down again, so can we get the critical strike off? And I do. Look how little health he has, and I have my ultimate all ready to go. Like, he's one or two shots off. And where's that egg yolk? Is he about to do it now? Yeah. So I'm all confident thinking, yeah, there's just one. Well, see, can I see the other one at all? Yeah, there it is, just down there to the right. And I have no idea. Do I get that first one? The first one, actually. Whereas the two of them together seem to just screw us. And yeah, that's the second one going off there. It just nukes the other two, and so little health. I had my ultimate, but I still count that as a victory because I got the achievement, the Crater one, and I got show off Executor here too. The next 3 run-throughs then all just flat out victories, games I'm very proud of, and I get show off the remaining characters, like original release date characters. No matter look when I release this video, they'll kind of release new characters to play with, so I don't want to say here are all the characters of Nightreign. So playthrough 2, we are playing as Revenant, who we just kind of saw in that last one, but now we are playing her. And one tip I've seen with this character is get rid of these claw weapons as soon as humanly possible, because they put you in grave danger. So we go in and get the upgrade material fairly quickly, which is a new strategy I don't often see. But I trust them. Who are we playing with? A Recluse again, and a Wilder this time, so similar to the last one, 2 far range characters, 1 physical character. I get into a lot of games like that. I do really wish there were like 3 physical characters sometimes, because they are the least squishy, but in terms of DPS, you need at least 1, I suppose. So I don't really even look at the top thing that much anymore. Claymore, that's completely useless. But yeah, when you're there, get the upgrade material, the purple thing. Dragon in the middle of the lake, we are not going close to, because if it's not, then you can take level 2. Guardian Golem, though, is exactly what you need to take level 2, so... I've summoned my little helper, pumpkinhead looking thing there. And we are going to town on the Guardian Golem. Something I've got a lot better at recently as well is get a seal here. Black Flame's not a bad one. And just spamming that ability. Like, when you defeat a boss, it drops something to replenish your mana, so you may as well just spend all your FP as soon as humanly possible. Do that damage. Going to the castle next. I'm hopeful that when this boss dies, I can just heal on that. Or flame thing and I'll be of use, but nope, the enemy's already well dead by the time we get here. Yeah, checking now on the second one through as well. I really wish you could manually activate those graces. I'm really wanting it to do it. I'm running around in a circle there saying, please replenish. And yeah, it took a while to. So where were we off to next? We got a second. We got like increased our flask, which was handy. We ran by a avatar boss because we're still on level 4. We can't be taking field bosses yet. Black Flame's not a bad one, but I am looking out for, you know, anything better spell-wise, and this is why I don't totally like the magic classes, in that you are dependent on RNG, you are dependent on getting a spell randomly in the game. Can't start off with something you're happy with. So, summon there, which I hope it is in this run through. There are many times I just forget to do that. I don't do it half as quickly as I should. I get a single shot off in this boss. I think good here. Bestial Sling's not a bad one, but you have to be really close, and I feel it doesn't do as much damage as you wish it did. Still, it's probably better than Rejection or the heal ability or such. Took a while to decide there what to get. While I don't like the claws, I don't really like any physical weapon that much as Revenant, and I've seen videos like Vex's Life where they really do go a lot more physical. But if I could find a bow and arrow, that's what I'm happy with. Take my ult there, and I'm immortal for 15 seconds, which I don't make half as much use as I should, I'm sure. Likewise, I know I can't be killed, but I can be staggered, which will lower the amount of DPS I'm doing. Do we have time for this one more guy? Or all my magic at it as soon as possible. And I know there'll be a Site of Grace just behind me when we defeat this guy, so I'm not overly worried about that. Giant Seal, Flame Sling, and those pushable abilities aren't the worst as well. Again, here's where my knowledge of it is kind of lacking though, that the boss spells, that many spells in game, I've not seen them all, even after how many hundreds of games. Okay, so end of night boss, Spellbearing Hunter, that is a tough one for night 1. He does a lot of damage. But there's 3 of us, so I'm not overly worried. Or I wasn't overly worried when doing it. Trying to remember if I have the relic on that heals my skeleton when I heal. Also, I'm trying to see here. Skeleton attacks will he heal with Recluse's ability? I do not know. Do not think so. That's kind of disappointing. Anyway, we're doing a fair bit of damage here. Also don't know if I put on the Black Flame Bomb when I ultimate as well. That's what I'm currently running with, is essentially ultimate build with Revenant that 10 different things happen when you use it. You can strengthen your allies, heal them. Yeah, I do have the explosion on, so there's a big DPS there with it. And I'm immortal for 15 seconds. I really wish there was a clearer timer with that 15 seconds. Like, I know you can see physically the little white thing on my character there. I really wish there was a clear, yeah, you were like 5 seconds more and then run away. Critical hits increase HP, nothing great there to choose from. Ooh, I choose the least defensive one. If I'm doing critical hits, something's gone wrong. Wilder should really be doing that, I feel. So day 2, and where are we off to? I really don't want to be wasting time on these like easier things, day 1 things. What I really like to do is get to the castle or fight field bosses if you're in a really good team. Just try and get, you know, better weapons, better levels. Testing out the bestial sling, which to be honest I did not use that much for this video, so testing it out here. Black flames, very nice. I'll be careful where I hit on this pumpkin head, because I think, yeah, if I hit his head he's a bit more resistant. Black flame, more dragon wars, not bad. With firepower, I really wish I'd taken that. I feel I won't, but yeah, looking back at this, I should have gotten the improved firepower. Might help Black Flame. Okay, our first field boss, and here's the toughest thing we probably faced. And someone opened up the goddamn thing as well. Yeah, I'm remembering this now. This battle, it's a bit messy, let's say. But I think like it ends well, I remember. So we very much have to decide priority list, I think. More to us start on the Tree Spirit, but when we start taking out the Nox Warriors first, it starts going better. Trying to fight all of them at the same time though, yeah, not going well. Also, the Tree Spirit is not something you can do with half your mind looking at other things. I'm able to spam magic a bit here because Recluse's ability lets me replenish mana as well. Go down again. 2 those blue bears as well, so 1 more and it's 3, which to be honest, you can't expect your partners to revive you when it takes that long. Wilder's gone after the 2 Nox Warriors. I think when I get up here I decided to go and help him a bit more. And there goes. Yeah, to die. I'm 99% sure this ends more positively. So go in. Don't think I have time to save the person, do I? Yeah, I focus in on Nox Warrior. Decide, yeah, we should take out the small fry and then deal with the ulcerated tree spirit second. See, damage I do is a fair bit more on this one. This is appropriate to fight start of day 2. Yeah. So Nox Warrior is down. Another benefit is this healing yoke, which should appear. Which I never know, does that, those blue bars that when you go down appear, I think when you go to Side of Grace, yeah it does. When you go to Side of Grace it resets that, so now I'm back down to 1 blue bar there and can be revived a bit quicker than before. I want to heal again. Now that's 3-on-1, we're a bit more confident fighting this thing as well. Able to stagger a bit more. No reason not to spam my ultimate, not to spam my abilities, because I'll get healed a fair bit more. Did I run away? I have souls just in case I died. I really should have stayed back there and just used the damage opportunity. But I did have a fair few that I did not want to lose. I'm much more aware of that tail attack now as time goes on. Differences between the kind of beginning first video or 2 and this is I recognize a lot of the enemy attacks and what to run the hell away from. Now, purple seal, that is what I've been waiting for in this run through, like a good decent weapon. Breathing Fire, like I know that first ability. At this stage, I don't know what second ability does. And when I do, I'm quite disappointed in how close range it is. Pretty sure it's like a circle around you. So, I'm a big fan of fire ability, especially when you know there's a place to refill your magic immediately. Purple Shield, I do like blocking a fair bit, so get that. Dragon's Ring of Light at this stage, I think, oh yeah, we're about to fight a boss that's weak to light, so I picked that up. And then I'm so disappointed when I actually see what the ability is, because I thought it was one of the ones you throw. But yeah, it's another close range ability that yeah, I'm not a huge fan of. I remember, I think this boss is Gladys, which I was amazed at how many videos I've done on Nightreign so far, and I've not fought the first and easiest boss on camera. So I decided this run through, yeah, show it off. And despite like being annoyed with the Radigan's Ring of Light, it comes in really handy against them. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this on the second one too. Exactly how much damage do I do with this ability? It is useless there. Like, it's close range, did no damage there. I have a vague, like, I know this guy, if you heal around him, it weakens him. So I wonder if he's weak to holy. And it doesn't do bad damage, just don't feel that's a lot of damage for what it is. When a spell's name has like Radigan in it, who's like one of the big characters of the Elden Ring base game, I kind of expected to do more. So I tested out the Black Flame Ritual there, equally annoyed it's a physical, like it's a close range ability, so I don't think I ever use that again on this playthrough. And end with the fire ability, which is much for. It does suck up magic though a fair bit. So I am delighted this stage when I get a weapon with Scarlet Rot on it, and it's a close range weapon, which I know I should be using a fair bit more. Like the Extra Life Guide had, yeah, you should definitely be using close range weapons. Yeah. So I'm able to Scarlet Rot a couple things here. Odd placement for a Crucible Knight. Not sure does my fire attack hit it from here. Let's see, hidden. I know I can just instantly get my magic back. No, it's not to spam it. And that's fun back to just heal a bit. My summon looked quite sad there, just stuck against the wall and not able to jump up. Still had it there of the moment you enter this room, hitting the door open there. It's happened to me more than once, so when the fire comes through, that door seems to lock and not open at all. Yeah, no amazing relics, I feel. The other person drops successive attacks. I don't really successive attack, do I think at that stage? But then remember, yeah, I just got a sword, so it might, you know, do something. So yeah, I was pondering there for a moment what to do. So here I'm going to test out my sword, actually see the moveset, because Rapier, I'm not sure exactly what it's like at this stage. It's not got bad reach. Maximum HP raised, when you see that, you get that as a magic caster, so there's not really much deliberation there. Level 11, I am... When you're fighting the like final boss of the game, and you're fighting the new, no, I don't want to say DLC bosses, but the ones that are dropping that are harder than regular. Oh, if you're not level 14, 15, that is a tough fight usually. So going into the end of night to a level 11, it's a bit concerned there, but then I remember, oh yeah, it's the first boss, so yeah, we can be well under leveled and still whooped ass. So what was the end of night 2 boss? Whenever it's these guys, it's usually Fell Omen afterwards. Well, I'm not a huge fan because he jumps around the place quite a bit. Got Scarlet Rot on him, which is... It's not a bad little poison ability, but I do feel that it could be better. On the upside, when you're Scarlet Rotted, it doesn't do that much damage either. targeting me there. My job is just to not die. Likewise, I'm trying to double back on my summon so he's able to, not just be chasing him and do a bit of damage. Rather than just run in a straight line one if you can run around and circle back. Summon does some actual good damage there then. Whenever I see Scarlet Rot not on, I try and go back in and do it because that's probably my main form of TPS at the moment. Not bad run through. Little fellow guy. Surge Sprint, I must Google what that does. Even after all my game time, I'm still unsure what Surge Sprint is. Just regular sprint, I'm assuming. And I have started taking a look around if there's anything at the end of day 2 you're able to do just before you run in there. I have a feeling with updates actually they might have removed the bosses at that point to stop people just going too long there. Was it annoying people how long it was taking after day 2 ended? Gladius. 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 So, I'm testing out the Ring of Light ability, I'm fairly certain early on, seeing what damage he is weak to light, so I want to see. I know it's bad, it's like anything that's not a big huge chunk I usually get disappointed by. I want to go half his health in a single shot, but you can't do that with 3 people. I also can't get close to him to actually use the ability. It doesn't do bad damage, considering how long it took me to get a shot off. I'm getting annoyed at this point. When it's targeting you, definitely don't have time for it. I do make good use of the Ring of Light ability though when he splits into 3, and especially at the end of the fight. Hoping my skeleton might take a bit of aggro there. Gotten better switching between them. I don't remember, do I have the relic? I think I have the relic on that when my spirits are out, there's a couple of bonuses. The small sword lady there, like I get HP recovery on, damage negation with big skeleton, I think like extra damage done when Pumpkinhead goes out. Don't think that. Yeah. Again, I know I win this fight, so I don't know why I'm kind of there. So 3 of them. If I'm able to get into the middle of that Ring of Light, then yeah, this is gonna be good. Can't get off though. And guy's gone down. Yeah, that's the type of damage I want from a thing that is strong against the boss and taking up such giant chunks of his health. I'm immortal for 15 seconds. Do I take advantage of that to try and get a shot off? Yeah. Can't kill me, but I also can't get a shot off, so my DPS is lacking. If I'm able to hit 2 or preferably 3 of them at once with this ability, it just... yeah, look. I'm practically soloing this boss compared to the others, damage-wise. Yeah, when I say I took off a higher percentage of that boss's health than the other 2, that is damn well clear. It's got the pros and cons of the magic classes. You're either going to do the most damage or the least, depending on which spell you're lucky enough to get. Yeah, successful one. Okay. And so this is the final character that I've not shown off on camera then, the Recluse. So the magic wielding, intelligent character. And yeah, though it takes us a while to get a good spell, by the end of this one I think we're fairly happy with it. It's always that anxiety of will I get a good spell this one, will I not, which is kind of the pro and con of it. Asterians, not sure are they kind of strong against magic, but luckily I have 2 physical characters who can make up for that weakness I have. Always fortunate if you can go and start where it kind of has staves and whatnot. If you're lucky enough the area you begin at. And I'll take a look at those spells in a bit more detail later as you do. Now you just want to level up, check the actual boss reward, and as you're running then to the next area you can check a bit more detail. I was so fortunate to get such a high power spell as that Shower of Stars. Or the weaker version of it, certainly. Like, that'll do me for practically the entire run, probably. It's such a good spell. And you can see how I just unload into the boss. Combination team is fairly good as well, an Executor and a Wilder, so they're keeping the boss well busy. I can stay back and just pummel it with spells. Level 3, you'll be fighting a Godskin Apostle. Like, yeah, this is going to be a good one, you can tell immediately. Do we get anything of interest? Wounds, or yeah, damage. Wounds is what I go with most of the time. If I'm higher level, I will feel better. It's rare that I would get one of the other ones unless maybe damage negation as a physical person. This happens a lot when I'm a magic build. I feel I'm chasing after the other two. I'll get to a boss and they've already practically got the thing defeated. I just come in and fish off. But when it comes to the main actual end of night bosses, that's when I really show off my skill then. Never a bad thing to get HP, I suppose, as a magic wielder. First night's kind of starting to draw to a halfway point. Taking a look around if there's anything of interest. Executor is really good, kind of using his ultimate to start most fights. Got fortunate there that I was able to kind of funnel them through a doorway and really just shoot through it easy enough. And I've just realised I'm out of magic, so kind of wielding the staff around, shaking a bit. I'm also at the point here where I've got a spell I like. I don't really want to switch to, unless I get a legendary staff or such, which to be honest I might. Getting what happens in this one now, apart from, you know, the conclusion. Imperial Watchdogs, another one which I worry is strong against magic, let's say. I've not picked up a good physical weapon that I can pick up people with. I think I do later in the run pick up like a katana or something slightly better. You can see I have the rune on that it throws up a Terra Magica, that blue circle on the ground every now and then, and that is very handy. Another kind of thing with Recluse is that you absorb magic from the target, that little circle you see around the middle of the boss there. I can absorb kind of stuff back from it, and depending on its colour, I can get abilities here or there, called the Magic Cocktail. Apart from the most basic of cocktails, so I do not understand which one's which, essentially. It can be hard to plan using them. 3 blue ones, yeah, I know that one. Because I'm shooting off blue stars, I can sometimes predict that. But every now and then you'll see me wield like a lightning blade or thrust something at the boss. And that's because one of them must be using an elemental weapon. Another very handy thing with Recluse here is if you're in a team where the others are using elemental swords or damage, it means you essentially have unlimited mana. But I've been on more than enough teams where they are not, and you can struggle with your FD then. Stats breaking, I don't know if that does it with magic. The whip's not a bad thing from I wanted a physical weapon, as I was saying there. Some just to pick someone up or fish off an enemy without wasting a spell. end of night 1 now, so I suppose we'll just head off to the area, pick off a few things on the way for experience, because why not? Lucky enough to pick up a rune, but I'm very disappointed with the runes most of the time. Well, if I'm kind of thinking well about it, I'll throw one to the other two, because it'll help them a bit more. Be a Mariner, not a bad boss to have, but as a magic wielder you can't target these skeletons when they go down, so I'm very glad I got that physical weapon that I can whack them with. I'd be interested to see this when I'm not playing, in terms of those who live in death, the giant bird. It's like it's invisible during this fight. Let's see, can I see it to the left or right at any time here? I think this might be one of the few times where like, it'll appear in the middle of the fight. I don't know if we're doing really good or really bad. It might be a timed event. How's down near half health already, the second health bar there? That none of us are hitting. Maybe when you kill the skeletons they come back. I'm close to 100 hours in this game and I still am learning things. I would let the other two guys deal with the ads and let's try and get as much damage off on the boss as possible. There's the bird, and this is a quite nasty AoE attack. That actually brings the other two down. The spell I have is fairly good at getting people up. That's me trying to absorb magic and not realizing the magic cocktail is active. Use the whip to make sure it stays down. Okay, Tibia Mariner is down. Take it once it dies, the bird becomes visible and starts up that phase. Any boss with a clear weak point like its head there, it's very nice to be the magic master in that. And a spell that fairly easily targets it. Luckily not half as bad as the other, like that was a field boss, they are just nasty sometimes. Why it's an end of night boss like that, it's like weaker, smaller health bar, not as damaging. So RP around garden, I'm not really guarding. I'm definitely not busting counter-attacking. Anything where you're standing is quite good as the matchcasters, because just when you're casting your spells sometimes it goes off. You'll notice me running through the Nightreign there. Lose a bit of health, but I've got more than enough healing flasks to make up for it. So, where are we going next, I wonder? It's always nice when you kind of have a couple of mini-bosses along the way and you're in a team that's able to take them. I would not mind getting, better magic staff, certainly, though. And if you're lucky enough to be in these tower areas, and it's already unlocked. Which just might be a thing that they unlocked it for me, but I was running to the base before the boss, so I didn't have time. And nothing. Here. Kind of nice shield, staff that's only blue. And yeah, I don't have enough item slots to be wasting with that other stuff. Those towers are fairly nice, though just every now and then there's one that no one on the team can figure out how to open. Sometimes, like, if there's a thing in front door, grand. If there's one of the things you chase down to open it that way, it's okay. Let's say one of them, it's behind the tower, there's a cloaked part that you have to hit, and it is an annoying side puzzle sometimes. So I'm trailing around behind the other two who I'd swear have just defeated a boss here. Yep, can hear it there. And I was in no way participating in that fight. But it was only like a little tiny fort, so. Now hopefully it'll drop anything particular. Shadow Crystal, Crystal Burst. Anything crystal in the name's not usually bad, so I picked that up. Improved guarding ability is not something I'll be using. And we're in a place that has 2 more stats here, so may as well take a look. Spellcasting speed on both of them, not bad. God, just after realizing I dropped something with Dark Moon spell, that would be nice to have. But pretty sure I'll pick up another one later. Check out the shop, there was nothing particular there. And a Black Blade Kindred. This can make or break or run these dudes. Mad times that it kills someone, they quit out. Like, however good you are when it's 2-on-1 against the final Night Lord boss, it does not rough. Rather squishy as I am there, but that'd be a damage off before I did. Oh, my ult. I really wish that made you immortal, kind of like Revenant's one as well. I like the way it gets your health back in the game, but I'm also hoping Crystal Burst thing, it's that wide of an area is hitting here that's doing some damage. It's on that lower health, I'm not overly worried about my FP. I reckon I have more FP than it has health at this moment. I'm getting better with those dodges as well. Not that one though, but 2 of us down. Will Wilder be able to heal us? That near the end, Wilder, forgetting this is not a end of night boss and I do have a time limit before I die. Not the end of the world though, we can just pick up our souls, and it's that near death, it's definitely going down. So yeah, I'm fairly optimistic at this stage. Any team that can take a Black Blade down, his team is going to win the entire match. Freezing a bit there. Hopefully that came out. The item that gives me an extra life is nice, but Stars of Ruin and Shattering Crystal on purple staff, yeah, that wins every time. The thing that you come back after you die, I think that only works if the entire team goes down. On when there's 3 of us. On single player, on solo mode, it's just you, of course. Team though, it's not overly worth it, I feel. If you're in a position where the other 2 down and it's just me, like, I'm not sure I want to get back up at that point. Coming into it. Maximum stamina's not bad. And again, my lack of knowledge of Recluse spells, I'm not even sure I've realised the other spell I have on it, the Shower of Stars, whatever it's called. I'm about to realise just how good it is. When I start using it, I don't stop. So one of these next baddies, like Or 1 and Star War 2. And yeah, just you can see the difference between this spell and the last. No, not that one. I'll say using that eventually. You would assume that, like, usually R2 heavy attack is stronger than R1, but spells, it's not always the case. Yeah, that way. We're heading up to the top of the castle, where probably the toughest boss of the entire run through, Night Lord included, sometimes stays. I get confused at this point and start randomly hitting buttons, accidentally use my ult, and that has got the ulcerated tree spirit involved. When we jump up here at the end, it'll be towards this corner, kind of trying to attack us down there. But yeah, maybe that's a pro strat. Look, nice and safe up here, I've got plenty of room in the corner. I wonder if that Shatter Crystal thing stagger them anymore. Again, I don't know why I'm nervous. I know how this ends. This isn't a bad time for me to learn how the cocktail works as well. I'm able to look down the bottom at the coloured thing beside the circle. That Star Rain ability really comes in handy on a boss like this. There's Starburn. And now I'll have remembered, oh yeah, this is what that ability is. It's much better than the one I just had on earlier in the one. Start really laying down. You can see the boss's health bar just drains slowly. It's guaranteed damage. Do I bother healing him or just nail the boss down? So once you've beaten that thing on top of the castle, like, you've won the one for essentially. Guarding not useful. Successful attack negate damage. I don't think that works in spells. Sometimes enemies randomly die in attacks. It probably won't do that. The final boss hitting guarantee. So no point going that way. Level 12 hounded Dunwall Castle and still under leveled is annoying. But I have enough to get a Erdtree favor there, so I'm just perusing the rest of it first. But if you happen to be in this village where they have the talismans you can buy, why not get more health, more stamina? Nothing else not there. Yeah. Oh, actually, I went back and bought some FP gaining crystals just so I can have them for the boss. Yes, I can regain the magic points easily, but you just have an item that brings you north fallback. Oh, Sandy. Tree Sentinel, I really wish that did AoE damage for ultimate. I think you might do more damage to them maybe, or rather the other two will do more damage when it's on, so it's more just to be nice to have. Yeah, me versus a cavalryman, it takes a while. I do feel good. Now I'm taking two of their attentions, while the other two are fighting the main boss. I said earlier in this video how it annoys me if I'm the magic person having to distract these two. I suppose I'd rather distract these ones than distract the main boss while the other two go off and fight and do small fry. Ooh, that whip is nice. So little health left in it. But there's no rush on yet, no rush, no time limit on getting me back up before I die. Now if this horse guy attention is on someone else, it's much easier to match him. Two health bars. I take it the health bar at the bounds to horse rider, and the one that went down was the horse. Yeah, sometimes I just accidentally magic flask or magic cocktail, not realizing that it is on. If you have time to look to the bottom of the screen to see the lights thing on the left circle, yeah, a boss is going to hit you if you are not looking at it. That's 3 on 1 as well. Yeah, this boss doesn't stand a chance. Surprised how easy that is on solo when you're fighting the 3 of them. That the 2 horse guys just completely ignore you and you just go to town on the main one. So, end of night 2, and I'm happy with the spell I have. Like, good level 13, not bad. Like, I think above level 12 and it's possible to win. I think this is like one of the final bosses I've not shown on camera as well. Like, obviously the final boss I've not played with a character or shown on channel yet. But all the other ones certainly have. Whether I've defeated them or not is another thing, but this is one of my favourite Night Lords. Music alone, which I'll be careful that I'm copyright things with music here, but you can see with Recluse I'm able to aim at the head, and I'm pretty sure it takes more damage when you shoot it in the base. Surprised at this point at how wide that attack goes. Can't easily run behind it. Really hoping that the attention goes in the other two and not me in a moment. It's a really fun boss fight. Feel easier as a close range character though if you just stand behind it. It really doesn't attack you that much. I'm probably in the worst position possible. This one towards the mist and look for those rocks in the high bind. Will I make it? Yes. The other two characters do not know that mechanic, so I feel very smug about myself there. And down goes one of the others. But that spell able to practically get someone up in one shot. Too bad a spell to dodge. The offense a bit more. I take it Wilder just used his ultimate to knock it down. I don't think any of the other Night Lords have as nice a kind of soundtrack as this one. That goes for a critical. I do not think I, as a magic user, should be in charge of that. There goes Wilder. Yes, good. I assume critical damage is based on your weapon and a staff. Yeah, it's not going to do much. That did surprisingly little damage. And again, I'm taken back by him doing it like in 180 degrees. That spell usually just that he attacks in front and gets me off guard. Never sure when the optimum time to use that is. Dodge. Hoping the other two took advantage of my ultimate a bit there. This stage, I probably I'll need to heal my magic just a bit more. Need a bit more health than I have FP. Very fortunate placement here. Of all the Night Lords then, I would say this is probably one of the easiest ones, for me, certainly. And that if you're a physical class, he doesn't attack behind them at all. It's those sort of attacks where he runs away and breathes at you, those are the nasty ones, but so far when playing, like, nothing there will one-shot you. Got full health anyway. Am I in firing line here? On the other two, we'll just finish it off. Very cinematic. Not Lord Feld. So that's 2 victories in a row, and I'll call the first one with Executor a victory, even though we lost by that much. We got the achievement and all the achievements, so that's why I'm calling that a win. And our final game then, Ironeye, and we are with a Wilder and a Recluse, Alva and Barbaras. It does always make me feel a bit better when the names aren't, you know, memes or whatnot. Okay, so final one, we're fighting the regular version of the Poison Boss. These were recorded just before the update there, where the hard version this guy was released. I've bet him though, but as a Guardian who just held up his shield the entire time, it's an easy win with Guardian if you just let the other two do the damage and you take the aggro. Fighting a Crystarian here, kind of hard as an Ironeye, but luckily not bad in my ultimate. I gotta imagine, yeah, he goes down staggered. And yeah, practically solo. Ironeye is my main character, the one I find easiest, the one I die least at. As you'll see, I took a boss essentially solo there. So after going to that area, we open up an Everjail. You can see how I'm that confident with it. I'm leading the way as opposed to following. Sometimes good thing is sometimes look out, get 3-on-1 here. There's the witch there, the Recluse. I'm not afraid of getting the thick of them there, which you kind of have to use his special ability. When you see a red X on the enemy there, if I do enough damage to it when it's on, he'll be staggered. You know, I can take 1 or 2 hits. He's got plunging. Yeah, kind of no distance enemy attacks go most of the time. That caught me off guard, remember? Didn't know they had flame attack. Which again, 100 hours into the game and enemies still do new attacks. It's a good game. One kind of bad habit I have with Ironeye is forget to switch to my second weapon when I get it. I probably did pick up a new weapon at the fort there and yeah, just forgot to equip. So runes or poise, yeah, not a debate there for runes. God, night one went very quickly there. Only did 1 or 2 things before the circle started coming in. We go into the fort, and yeah, again, I feel like I'm going first, lead the team here. Feel that when I ultimate, it should definitely stagger that X on it. Is Hunter Merc. I think it went while he was also staggered by another thing, so bad timing. Team-wise, the Recluse has Black Flame already, so good damage there. And Wilder's is a powerhouse of a character anyway. He's a good, solid character to have on a team. As far as skill go with Ironeye, Barrage is my favorite, where you just gotta shoot out arrows at quick pace. Very handy if you have stats effect on it. If you bleed or poison or whatever the enemy. No stabs, which is annoying. Improved guarding ability. I was tempted to get stat and give it to the other person, but use that to be forced on a sword. Maybe they'll like that more. But to have Black Flame, that's a fairly good spell. I know I'd like if characters dropped reduced FP things for me when I'm playing Recluse. As far as the relics, so we got boost magic damage negation's not bad. Restore the thing restores more HP. Blast also not bad. When there's no enemies there, you gotta assume trolls are throwing the pots, which they're my least favorite for certain. On the other side, as a Recluse, you can get to a safe space. So very much I hit this guy once, and then it's up to here where the other trolls can't shoot me. Feel I'm getting better with Recluse as well in terms of you can what combination is it? Two hand and then L1 to aim it physically. Pot. But if you aim physically at the head there manually, really destroy that troll. Unfortunately, his back has turned to me, but still doing good damage. Let's see, is the Wilder there trying to help? Or is Barbarous the other one? Barbarous is the magic person. Boost HP restoration, not bad though. Not that I have a lot of health to heal. My ultimate is active and there's a big crowd of them here usually, so this is good use of an ultimate. This is why I like playing Ironeye, just being able to clear out the entire area there. And again, I'm soloing the boss Not Rage to take the lead or do stuff on my own as an Ironeye. Because I know they aren't going to kill me. Compare that to Executor where I ran in first and died twice almost immediately. Are the other two facing a different troll by the looks of it? So I think what happens is I kill this one, they kill that one, and we kind of run to opposite ends to claim the two prizes. Also probably means I was taking the attention of the second troll that's throwing a pot at me. Wasn't throwing it then. So I'm being double helpful. Nice. So hammer with rot would be handy for them, but being selfish there, increase my own attack. Is what I was saying. If you were able to talk to Wilder, you could ask him, hey, are you going to use this, or do you want it? But when it's a stranger you're playing with, don't overly want to risk it. If it's some he's guaranteed to use greatsword or such. So at this point I go there and I notice the troll is still alive, so I'm questioning what the hell have the other two been doing while I was beating that troll. I think I do see a thing later that it was just a different enemy they were fighting. But I do get advantage and get whatever item they dropped. Taking this one on my own, but then yeah, there comes Recluse to aid a bit. As long as you're moving a bit, the troll throwing pots at you to the left won't hit you. Just don't be standing still. Which is an Ironeye, you generally aren't anyway, so that's convenient. Kill this. Raises attack with magic spells. I'm not sure if my opposite elements count, but it's better than the other thing. How I wish I had my ultimate here. Very handy, but bad timing. Able to take down the ads so pretty damn easy. You get hit in the face or a pot. Stun this guy by hitting him once in the face. Yep. What team would not want an Ironeye? Guarding ability does nothing for me. Patrol Knight Sword useless, and maximum stamina is not bad, so I'll go with that. More stamina have, more the attack you can do, so never a bad thing. I think we drag this hippo all the way to the boss arena then. I certainly don't mind firing at them afar. I think the other two get a bit annoyed and the fight it in the fire for a second. And ultimately we don't get the item until after the Night One boss. You can see me all confident I can dodge with ease. These attacks are easily telegraphed. I can stay this side of the fire of death, but the other two are less so. And no matter what that has dropped, it's probably not worth. I can like defeat this boss first, come back right after. Really, that's a great enemy. The guy went down out there, had to shoot him to revive him. And Gaping Dragon, which, as we've seen from this video already, it poses no threat whatsoever. You see this one goes down a fair bit quicker than the previous one, so was it me DPS last time just not doing a lot? With the USO team was a joint thing. But this health bar is just going down so quickly. They're trying to get the tail. Unsure if arrows, or does it have to be like slashing damage? Does piercing damage with an arrow get the tail or not? I think it does eventually. Don't have to worry about that sludge on the ground because I am far away, but he's looking at the health of the Wilder. He's not doing well. This is a far range fight, much easier. What's he doing here? To go jump up into the air? Nope. Slam his face into the ground. And there goes his tail. Not a bad one for the Recluse if they want it. I'll see what spell the Recluse has there. They seem to be mixing between fire and magic. I wonder, is that to get their cocktail off? I'm certainly not using an elemental weapon. Wilder probably has a bit of fire. But they could be getting annoyed if they're not getting the blast combinations they want. So I go with poison and rot, make me a bit stronger there. If I fight an enemy with them, hoping I might come across a poison weapon or a rot weapon eventually. With a magic person, but yeah. If it was a sorcery staff maybe, but I don't think giving any faith seals to a intelligence character. She does have intelligence and faith, so she could use that if she wanted. Tree Sentinel there we were not running towards, but eventually after a bit of jumping back and forth, decide, yeah, let's try and fight it. Not the best of starts. You're always worried when there's a start like that. Okay, will Wilder stay in the game or not? He's having a bit of a rough time trying to hit this with a spell that is kind of hard by a moving target. Down, you can see him trying to get that attack buff to go off. I have the relic on now, and it just stays on all time now. So I can use my special ability twice. I don't think it overrides or starts a new one up. I think it continues on. Let's check that. Close, I try and reapply the mark in hopes of staggering them. That like just completed night 1 and now level 9 still, quite presentable. It's optimistic. Like I think we'll do well. Use my ultimate there to revive, and a bit of a glitch there, he seemed to be stuck in the air for a second. That my ultimate I assume did. Unfortunately, he didn't stay there then. And boss is down. Ring is starting to close in. Legendary weapon. I'm very happy at that point. Get a a great sword, but not for myself. I feel that's one that might actually be used by Wilder, so I'll try and drop it as quickly as possible. Point to it. I think by the end of this run he might have 2 of them. Okay, so what I'm off to next, this is the volcano one that's like started the video, but 9 times out of 10 like teams will just completely ignore that. I don't think we go down to fight the dragon again like we did with Executor at the beginning. Ooh, a lot of fun anyway. It is pointless, I feel, to fight the 2 bosses down there, the gargoyle and the falling star beast. That is just a really hard, totally not worth the time. The Human Queen is always here in this corner right before the end of night boss, so it's like a guaranteed health regen place. I worry with this run through, we just have like nothing to do at this point then. But we don't want to fight the 2 big bosses down there. We're just kind of waiting at this point for the night to end. Only a level 11. We'll be level 12 by the time the boss is done. It is a bit precarious. Actually, we got level 12 just before, despite taking out little tiny things along the way. Might hit level 13 then for the Night Lord, and yeah, much more comfortable then. I upgraded the bow that has poison on it, which is what this Night Lord is weak against. I think you actually see this time, whereas the last, him like puking up the green poison. Ironeye is also very handy to have in the fight with hands in it. As I'm remembering now, I have the thing we picked up that I'm stronger against poison enemies. In fact, this guy is poison, I'm doing like 10% extra damage, which is nice. I read a lot of people say you should just ignore the ghosts, but I always find it easier to take them out first. I wonder, is it because like the boss gets buffed or stronger when they're gone or something? Yeah. These things always do just as much damage as the actual main guy over here does. It's 3-on-1. This guy really isn't fast enough or strong enough to do that much damage. We've practically won at this stage. Spell-wise, Recluse Musfad is kind of awkward a game as the rest of us in terms of like she's using that lava surge or lava spit one, not the strongest of spells. We wasn't as lucky as the Recluse one we just did. But I got several nice spells. And down at Land Commander goes. 1 or 2 more shots. Maximum FP, useless, periodic Glint Blade, yeah, that's the one you always want to see. It's just free damage now and then randomly, you don't have to think about it at all. So just about able to level up with 2,700 to spare, but that means I don't have enough to buy anything item-wise to help with the boss then. It has been a while since I worried about the base version of this, with the DLC one out, or the updated version. And this one's so easy in comparison. Poison it. I'm never sure, does the poison like have a range or not? Like, I only do a fraction of damage if I'm too far away. 1 damage. But does the poison count with the hit or with the damage? There, obviously I'd poison it from quite distance away. Supposedly it pukes up all the poison and you can just reapply it again quickly. It always takes me a little bit of time to get that second stat gone. There it is. fact I'm able to just make the boss stand there and, you know, take hits for a couple seconds every now and then. That's why it's like really handy to have the elemental weakness for this boss. He's staggered, so he's down a third time technically now. And I might be able to get a third poison stack up. I'm lucky. Doing the 3 shots at once, and I should run away quite a bit here because this ability can definitely one-shot me as an Ironeye. I think I just got it the right distance, another step or two closer, and that could have ended badly. Does he puke up green poison in this stage? I know he doesn't at all in the updated one, harder version, but in the old version, okay, very lucky I think I grabbed there. In the old version, does he pause in this stage? See right there, he's poisoned. He'll do his puke up animation. That's very unfortunate timing. Every second or two, I feel he would have dropped the person in that grab attack. Doesn't look to be. Suppose the next boss starts and next boss, the updated one starts in phase 2, so it must just be phase 2 onwards. He doesn't do that poison trick. Still, it does a good bit of damage to him, I assume. Got my ult, I should probably use that. Guarantee the stagger. Do I actually see it as I'm playing? I do find if I have to look down to the bottom of the screen and then look up, I get hit a lot. There's the ult I've used to protect myself from the ability and hopefully knock him out of the ability. I feel that with good use of it. If I was any other character, I'd actually want to get grabbed here just to let the rest of the team do good DPS, but I worry Ironeye is a bit squishy, so I will not purposely get grabbed. What is that Wilder doing? Has he got a crossbow as well by the looks of it? Speaking of grab. If I indeed do more damage when that red symbol's on, that's very handy. And we'll push off boss with, like, no hassle whatsoever. Still 2 flasks to spare. Didn't even use 1 or 2 of my items. Yeah. And that is an Ironeye victory. We ended the way we began, I suppose. That Wilder had 2 legendary weapons there, one of which I gave him, so anyway. Again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Any comments below, such as like, should I show the updated versions of the bosses? And I do have to still show the final boss of the game on camera. Which one hurt? I do want to be careful though if they're releasing a new updated boss like every 2 weeks. Like I've put a fair amount of time into the game already. I don't know how much longer I want to play this and not just, you know, play something else. So we'll have to keep that in mind too. Might get one more video. Like we'll see soon, I suppose. But until then, see ya.